The project layout. The layout of the project is simply the arrangement and the adjustment of the columns of the project. Now, as you can see that I've added additional columns to the project, and if I want to see some of the column, I need to scroll to the left in order to see some of the hidden columns. So if I want to adjust the columns, I want a situation where that I can fill all columns at once. I can rearrange this column or readjust this column. Next, I can simply click and drag, simply drag this. Now I to rearrange that. I can simply do this to rearrange the columns. So I drag this, that rearranges the column. So doing this for individual columns, it helps me to save a lot of space. It helps me to save a lot of space. So on that way, let's see. Except I have to bring this down. And since I have some space here, let me bring this down a little bit. Now you can see I can now view all my columns. So now I can now view every column to my project and this project layout. Once you are done with this, the next thing you need to do is to save it. But before you save it, you can rearrange your column. Now you can see I clicked on the project ID. The project ID is a unique identification number that identifies each project. So now you can see once I click on this project ID, you can see the download arrow is telling me that this is arranged serially. It is sorted. It is sorted alphabetically order from the smallest to the largest. So when I click on this again, you can see the arrow is pointing up. It's telling me this is sorted in a descending order, that beginning from the highest to the smallest. As you can see, it's 630 to 501. So I click on this, and you can see the arrangement of that here. So now I've finished arranging that. You could also do the arrangement here. You could decide to do the arrangement there. You can see the very moment it changes one of the rules here, it affects the other rules. So in everything is being affected. So normally always ensure that your project ID is normally highlighted and the cursor is facing downward. That is arranged in alphabetical order from the smallest, numerically or alphabetical order from the smallest to the largest. Now, once you are done with the layout of a project, the next thing is you have to save. Now you have an icon here, just save layout as. If you are saving the layout for the first time, you will use that. Why save layout? If you save the layout for the first time and you happen to do any changes to the layout, you modify the layout, then you can use this other command and save layout. Why this is to open the existing layout or the save layout. It displays all the layouts in your project. So let's click on this to save layout. Now this brings on the save layouts as project dialog box. So here we can just say project layout by you could include the link there. My name is Present just to say project layout by Present. We have a three tab here. The first is the edit tab, the second is the save tab, the other is the cancel. That is if you no longer want to save the layout or you want to do some adjustment before coming back to save the layout. So I can click on save here. Very when I click on save, that saves this particular layout. And we look at the top of your project screen, you can see that this layout is saved. That helps you to confirm that this particular layout is being saved. Project layout by Vincent. So this layout has been saved. So if we want to see all the existing layouts, we click on the open layout command in the top panel, the first top panel of that project window. Now this is the global command, which that's the global view. In the global view, you have a chart view. When I click on the chart view and click on apply, this displays the various charts. That displays the various charts. And if you want to see, let me quickly close this and let's see this. Okay, that displays the chart view. The chart view is the enterprise. These are different line of business, and that is the project portfolio. And these are the various programs. The various programs. So, okay, now we can see with the chart very well. Now you can see the enterprise. These are the various in the different line of business. This enterprise all initiative. These are the various line of business. For each of this line of business, here we have the project manager. For each line of the business, we have various programs. So here we have programs manager for each of this line of each of these tasks to be undertaken. So under each project, here we have the project management, and here we have each program, each task that is to be undertaken here. So we have the project management, the project manager, sorry, and the program manager here. So this is how to view that. So let me zoom in. Okay, the next we're going to do, let me go back to the open layout. Would you like to say, let me say no. Now we go to the project coding. Now we click on apply, and that displays the project coding. Now we can see some list of columns, the project ID, the project name, the estimated project size, the project manager, the project status, the strategic rating, the location, and the sponsor for each of the projects. Now we can quickly go to the project cost and click on apply. This displays the various costs for each activities in the project. Now we have the CPI, the cost performance index, that displays for each £1 spent on the project what performance improvement that is being seen in the project. So what performance improvement that £1 spent on that particular project yields. So each £1 yields a certain level of performance improvement in the project. So if the performance index is greater than 1, the CPI is greater than 1, that means lesser amounts of money will be spent at the end of the day for the project. But if it's lesser than 1, that means much amount of money will be spent for the project, and the project is not yielding. The performance of the project is not as expected. The project is not getting better or improving as expected. We have the scheduled performance index. This is the expected performance index for each £1 that will be spent on the project. This is a last summary summarized date. This is total activities, and this is completion total cost for each project. Now let's look at the standard project view. Once you click on apply, this displays the standard project view. Okay, in the standard project view, we have the original budget for the project. Now we have at completion the total cost. This was what was projected, the original project. This was actually what was spent on the project at completion. Now you can see the actual labor cost at completion. This was actual amount of labor cost that was spent, and this is the actual cost. So this is the actual cost. So we can now go to view your view and click on admin. Clicking on admin, that brings your layout view. That's the view that you saved. Okay, and you can click on the close button. So these are the various layouts in in project management, and these are the various views for your project in which you can view your project. If you like this video, kindly give it a thumb up. And don't forget to subscribe to our social media channel, our Instagram channel, and our TikTok channel. Kindly love this video and share it to others.